Hi, and welcome to episode 2 of the Yarn Geek podcast. My name is Denise, and you can find me on Ravelry as Canarysong, and I am Kitty231 on Instagram. So, welcome, and thank you for hanging out with me. I just wanted to thank a few podcasters who mentioned me in their podcast. So that's Kristen from the Yarngasm podcast, Carly from the Made with Carlinergy podcast, Gabby on Once Upon a Corgi, and Mina from the Knitting Expat podcast. So thank you guys for mentioning me. And now I have over 100 subscribers, which is shocking to me that anybody. So I would have so many people wanting to check me out and to stay. So welcome. And I hope you enjoy my second episode. It's been a while since I podcasted for various reasons. But, so yeah, I have a lot of stuff to show you. And so I'm just going to go on with my finished objects. My first finished object is not here. I don't have it to show you. It's off to its recipient. So I'll try to insert a photo here. And the pattern is the cow hat knitting pattern by Melanie Rogers. So I made a cow hat for a newborn. Back in September, me and my friend Gina went to a baby shower for our mutual friend Lisa, and all three of us went to high school together. I didn't really have time to knit anything for her, but Gina showed Lisa a sweater I made Aria, which is her little daughter, and she freaked out. She said she couldn't believe that I knitted a garment, and she just was really impressed. And every time I post a photo on Facebook of my knitted object, she's always commenting on how nice it is and how impressed she is with it. So she seemed like a knit-worthy person, so I made a hat for her newborn. Yeah, so I actually knitted most of this last year, but I'm really not a fan of seaming. Here's Lucy. Hi, Lucy. So I'm not really a fan of seaming, and I pretty much was putting it off, and then the baby came, and Gina kept messaging me, saying you gotta finish the hat, like babies grow really fast, and so so I finally did it. I put all the pieces together and mailed it out to her, and she really enjoyed it, and she even used her hat as her first month photo, so I was really happy with that. My second finished object is my Hermione's everyday socks. And now Lucy's walking all over my stuff. She's laying down on my show notes, so I can't see them now. So my second finished object is my Hermione's everyday socks. I knitted this out of Knit Pick Stroll Tweed. Here's the second one. Just a little pattern stitch. So yeah, I really love this yarn. This is the first time I've used this, the Stroll yarn, and it's extremely soft. And this is probably the longest leg I've ever done so far, which is I think about 7 inches long. And I really enjoyed it. So I knit this for the January Sockathon that Mina is hosting on her Ravelry page. So this is my first pair, and I knit this in the US size 1, 2.25, and I knit these with the higher sharps that I have, which are a really good needle. But since then I've tried out another needle, which I would talk about later, which I like even more. So now my second sock, and let me put this on the sock blocker so you guys can see. So here you go. This is my second sock that I made for this month, and it's my I think it's called the Zigzagular socks. This is a free pattern of Ravelry. I knit these in Knit Picks Felici in the Madrigal colorway. So this is the first time I've done a twisted 1x1 rib sock, like cuff. I really like it. So I really like how the knitted stitch pops out. These might be my favorite cuff so far. So yeah, the first one I pretty much, now I can't remember which one I started first. I think I started the left one first. I really liked how the stitch came out, and it's a cable pattern for that's on the side. But I think the second one I don't know what, one night I was knitting and I wasn't paying attention. I completely messed up the stitch, the cabling, and instead of, you know, thinking back, I completely ripped it out because I was just so frustrated, and it was really hard to get all the stuff back on the needles. I almost thought I was gonna have to start all over again. But you know, I managed to put them back, so I really like these. And I think this year I'm gonna try knit more. I'm gonna knit pattern socks more than plain, just because, you know, just to improve my knitting skills, try things out. After a while, things just get kind of boring, just doing, you know, plain stockinette. So yeah, those are all my finished objects. My works in progress is the first thing is my mom's turtle shawl. So it's in this bag that I made myself. I finally finished the textured part, so this top part, and now I have like a million stitches on the needles because I have to start doing the turtles. And I don't think you could see this. Yeah, I don't think you could see this part, but so the turtles are facing downward, so you start out with their little feet, and then you move to the top of the head. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm knitting these out of Knit Picks Gloss Fingering in the Clover colorway. I'm not really enjoying it. I don't know why. It's been a while since I've knitted a shawl, and it feels like it's taking forever just to knit one row. And the turtle section is about, I think, like 40 rows, and then after that I have to do like a wave pattern at the end. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to slog through it, but I'm not really enjoying the knit right now. Lucy, she's attacking all my stuff I have here. So she's being distracting today. My second work in progress, I finally started the Cozy Memories blanket that everybody seems to be doing. We were stuck in a blizzard, so all Saturday, it snowed all Saturday, and pretty much just nothing to do except, you know, sit around the house. So I wanted to knit a few pairs of socks before I started. So this is how it looks so far. So I got 5 and then 3 up here. And I've knit these in the order that I started knitting socks. So this is the first sock I've ever knitted. And this is the Knit Picks Felici in the Time Traveler colorway. So this is the pair of toddler socks I made for Aria. And then this is the first sock I ever made for myself. I think it's the Deborah Norville yarn. And then this is the Patons Kroy blue stripe rag that I made for Ryan. And then these two are from the pair of socks I made for my grandma for Christmas, which I didn't talk about last time and I didn't get to show you, but I guess I could try to put a photo in. So these are Drops Fable, and I don't know they don't have colorways, they have numbers, so I can't remember the numbers, sorry. Maybe I can look those up. And so these three are socks I made for my sorry, so my video cut out. So where was I? Yeah, I was showing you my Cozy Memories blanket. So this is the Nitpicks Felici in the fanciful colorway, and then these are my Hermione's Everyday Socks I just showed you. So it's the Nitpick Stroll Tweed in the I think it's Fire Heather or something like that colorway, and then these are my other socks that I showed you guys, which is the Nitpicks Felici in the Madrigal colorway. And like, just feeling these two, everybody talks that Felici is really soft, but I think the Stroll might be softer. I don't know. So I don't have any more sock scraps to put on here. So I'm gonna have to knit more socks, or if anybody's interested in swapping with me, let me know, because I really would like to continue it. Yeah, so I was kind of bummed that I didn't have any more sock scraps to use. And I'm using the US2 double pointed needles. These are Brittany. Pretty nice. It's a nice change to knit with wood after, you know, I've just been knitting mostly with metal needles for so long. And I'm using the pattern by Kemper, the Junkyard podcast, I believe. I haven't watched her show yet, but I found a lot of people on Instagram were casting on her pattern, and it's 46 stitches. I was kind of surprised that, you know, I mean, to me they look kind of small, but I guess looking at so many other people's blankets, they tend to take a photo from far away, so it's hard to see to know how big they are. But I think it's a decent size. It's pretty good. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So yeah, I'm up to my acquisitions already. I think I feel like I talked really fast, but alright. So I went to Vogue Knitting Live a few weeks ago, and yeah, this is my first like fiber festival, and I felt a little bit overwhelmed. I didn't really do my homework beforehand, you know, looking up who's gonna be there, and you know, checking out any yarn that I don't recognize, like I've never used before, you know. And I tend to buy yarn for projects in mind. I think I just recently realized that about myself. I don't like to just buy yarn for the sake of it, though I have done that before, mostly for sock yarn, because obviously it's probably going to be socks. But I really don't want to go on a crazy buying spree and then have all those yarn and then not really know what to do with it. So when I got to Vogue Knitting Live, I actually got there pretty late, and then I went into the marketplace and I really didn't know what to buy. I just spent a lot of time walking around looking at all the booths, and then I came across this booth. It's the Neighborhood Fiber Company, which is a new yarn to me. I've never heard of them before, and I really like their yarn. So this is a skein I picked up. It's a cobblestone sock, which is 75% BFL, 15% cashmere, 10% silk, and the color is called Old Town. So I really like this color. I like the little pop of yellow in it, and it has a deep red. I don't know what this is going to be. It's probably going to be a shawl because I don't know what else to do with it. So yeah, it's very, very soft. I don't think I've ever knitted with BFL before. So this is going to be something new to try out, which is good. And then right after Vogue Knitting Live, I went to Brooklyn General because I needed to buy some thread, and I didn't realize they were actually having a sale, which is pretty rare for them. I don't think I've ever been there or have heard of them having a sale. From what I've read online, it looks like they have a sale every January. And I wanted to buy some yarn for a shawl that I purchased a few months ago. I bought the Lattice Shawl by Maria Monska, and in her pattern she used Madeline Tosh Merino Light, and this is what I picked up, the same one but different colorway. This is the Vintage Sari colorway. I really like these pinks. It's slightly variegated. I'm gonna have to pick up something for the border, which I don't have. I'm thinking maybe in a light gray color. I think it would look really nice with this. And then let's see. So this is the bad thing about Instagram, is that you just see so many pretty yarns and everybody's talking about what they purchase and stuff like that. So then I heard that Michaels was having a sale on their Patons Kroy for $3 a ball, and the sale was ending that Saturday of the blizzard. So then I heard on Instagram people were posting that Michaels was having a sale on their Patons Kroy for $3 a ball, and the sale was actually ending that Saturday during the blizzard. So I had to I heard about this probably like Thursday night, and so that Friday I ran over to Michael's to buy the yarns while everybody else was buying food. I went to go buy yarn because I couldn't resist the offer. I mean, it was $3 a ball, so $6 and you got yourself some socks. And I really enjoyed knitting the Patons Kroy for my boyfriend, so that's why I went and bought some more yarn. So this is the first ball I got, which is Singing the Blues stripe. I really like the striping on this. Let's see. And I got some Cascade FX. And I think these are Route 66. And this colorway is the gray brown marble. I was really hoping they would have this because I've seen a lot of people knit these, and I really like the colors. Unfortunately, they only had one ball, so I bought it, and then later on, after the blizzard, I actually went and bought myself. I went to another Michael's nearby, and I bought to look for this, and they actually had it. And the second day I went, I don't know why they were having a sale or something, and anybody who purchased yarn got this nice Lion Brands tote bag, which is really cool. I could always use more tote bags. So yeah, another one I got, which is this is the flax colorway, and I think I'm gonna try to knit some sort of lace socks with it. I think it would really show off the patterns. And then recently I had a gift card from Amazon, and this is before the sale. So I picked up some Patons Kroy from there, and this is actually what my boyfriend picked out. I think this is the Sierra stripes. He's really a fan of orange, so it was no surprise he picked these out. And I got this is in their clover colorway. And they also had on sale their worsted weight socks. Not socks, worsted weight yarn. So I picked up, this is bright red. And I think these are going to make some nice mittens. Really like the red. And then this is the Heath Heather. And this is definitely going to be a hat at some point. And then I was looking around and I saw this and I just couldn't resist buying it. And this is where all my Patons Kroy are gonna live in. So this is my my Star Wars box. It's really cool. So there's a lot of space inside. Just put in all my yarn and so yeah, a lot of space. I just like looking at the box and petting it. And I know Kristen is having a box of socks cow, but I think this box is way too big for it, so I'm gonna have to buy another box soon. And I just realized I forgot to tell you guys of another work in progress I'm doing, and this is another sock that I got during their sale. And this is Patons Kroy in their Cameo colorway. So I'm making myself another pair of socks. And again, I did the 1x1 rib for this. And then the patterning is blueberry waffle pattern, which is free on Ravelry. I think I'm almost ready to put in a heel. Maybe I'm gonna knit a little, like maybe 1 more inch. And I really like the coloring. How the slight changes in the sock. And I'm using my carbon needles, which I recently got as well. Everybody was raving about it, so I wanted to try them out. And my favorite thing is the cord, because I think I've been using higher sharps, and while I like the needle, the cord just always would wrap up on itself. And when I'm doing magic loop and I had to, take out the cord, it was just always tangled up everywhere. And I feel like this cord is much better. So I really like these. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll buy some more. But I think I'm good for now. So what do I have coming up? I've been really staring at the Luca Shawl by Jared Flood, which recently came out. It's a pie shawl knitted in lace weight, which I've never done before. But I just keep staring at it, and I know now Carly from the Made with Carly Energy podcast is going to make that. So maybe I will buy the pattern and make it. I don't know what yarn I'm gonna use yet. I've been to a few stores to look at their lace weight, and it doesn't seem like a lot of stores carry so much lace weight, or when they do, they only had maybe 1 skein, and I think this is a 3 skein project. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look online to see what I can find. And so I'm a big fan of vintage things. It might not be obvious. So I've collected a lot of vintage patterns, knitting and sewing. And one of these patterns that I got a while back, which is a Columbia Minerva. This is supposed to be a quick knit baby book. So I bought a ton of these patterns when my friend told me she was pregnant, and I don't think I've knitted 1 thing out of it. So this sizing, it says it goes 6 months through size 3, and I don't really know what size 3 means. They have a chart and they list it based on the chest size, and I don't know chest sizes of babies that well, so I had to ask my friend if she could measure her child just to see what size she is. And right now she's, I think, 20 and a half inches. And the largest size 3, I think size 3 says it's 22 inches, so I don't have that much time to knit them unless I want to upsize them, which I could, I guess. So this pattern is using, they call it the quick knit baby yarn, and when I checked on Ravelry, it says that it's a sport weight. It's a sport weight yarn, so I'm gonna have to find a sport weight yarn to substitute it. This yarn does not exist anymore unless I could find some vintage yarn, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. So I really like these two patterns for a cardigan. Aria's tends to be more of a cardigan baby than a pullover baby. I think I might knit this one. I really like the cables on the sleeves. So we'll see about that, if I can figure out what yarn to use for that, or if I have the time to do it either. So yeah, just a few podcasts I wanted to recommend. I think this is the last part of my episode. I've recently checked out Inside Number 23, which is hosted by Katie, and she lives out in England. I really enjoy her podcast. She loves knitting vintage stuff and sewing vintage stuff. She recently sewed up a beautiful cable pullover, which I loved. I think she said she adapted it from a Vogue, like a Vogue knitting book that she had, and it's really beautiful. One day I'm gonna knit myself a vintage cardigan, maybe, or a pullover. We'll see. And I've also checked out. This is a brand new podcast. I think she started podcasting around the same time as I have. This is Pin Feathers and Pearls, who's Candice who lives out in Canada, and she's also doing a sock yarn blanket, and hers is definitely much bigger than mine. So, but I really love the colors on it. So I hope that I can continue knitting on this blanket at some point. And she has a little cute parakeet named Yoshi, and I had a cat named Yoshi, so that was really cute. And there's also another podcast called Socktacular, which is hosted by Shannon, who's also from Canada. And she posted a comment on my first episode saying that we podcasted at the same time, that we started podcasting at the same time. And, you know, that I said, does that make us podcasting twins? So I'm going to call her my podcasting twin. She's a lot of fun. Very quirky and funny. So, I think you should check her out if you haven't already. And I think that's it. I think I talked to everything I wanted to talk about. So, I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.